Good afternoon, family. Welcome to another installment of Connecting the Dots Unscripted. Today I have an urgent message for employees of the United States Postal Service. Our time-honored mail service is in the process of being held hostage, and I want to implore you to free our mail. The delivery of the mail should never become a pawn in a political game. As you know, due to COVID-19, a lot more Americans want to vote by mail this election cycle in the interest of their personal safety. As of the time of this posting, there have been almost 5 million Americans infected with corona and almost 162,000 have died. You would think the desire to keep us safe would be the paramount concern, but instead lies are being told about the security of voting by mail and absentee voting, which are essentially the same thing. So far, there are already 5 states that regularly vote by mail. Oregon is the gold standard for voting by mail. Since 2000, over 100 million ballots have been cast by mail in Oregon, with only a dozen cases of proven voter fraud. That's 0.0000001%, or 1/1,000,000%. Yet lies about so-called voter fraud continue to persist. If we're not careful, these lies can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. People will predict there will be trouble, that using the mail is unreliable, and then make changes to make voting by mail more difficult. That's called self-fulfilling prophecy. Imagine if Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott has performed at this level, and then we trade away his entire offensive line, and the next year he performs at this level, and we say, well, we didn't think he was that good anyway. Well, you traded his whole offensive line away. Of course he didn't perform as he did in the past. That's called self-fulfilling prophecy. Some of you may even say, with respect to your neighborhood, I've never had a problem voting and almost never have to wait in line. What's the problem for everybody else? You don't know how fortunate you are. But there are other communities in our country where there are routinely long lines, and it takes one of your fellow Americans sometimes hours to cast their ballots. And in an environment where the number of poll workers is likely to be lower, the problems will be even worse. And while you may have an adequate number of voting machines, working voting machines in the precinct near you, there are other precincts that you can be guaranteed will have too few machines, and that you can almost guarantee that one or more will break down during the day. That is unacceptable in any election season, on any election day, and certainly during a deadly global pandemic. If those conditions of premeditated voter suppression are not good enough for you and your neighbors, it shouldn't be acceptable for any of your other fellow Americans either. So I'd like to make an appeal to every postal office employee within the sound of my voice. In the military, you have the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And while following orders is expected in most cases in the military members are not required and indeed are expected not to comply with illegal orders, immoral orders. And so I'm asking you to free our mail. Do not let it be held hostage to political nonsense. And we're hoping that many of you will engage in acts of civil disobedience. And any mail that comes through your building, you will postmark, process, and deliver quickly, especially mail that comes to or from local boards of election, no matter what. Do you want your family waiting in line to vote? I didn't think so. Why should anybody else's family do it either? The motto of the Postal Service is, neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays the couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor lies, nor political intrigue, nor nonsense, nor okeydoke should stay the couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. Beloved, we're asking you to free our mail. This is Pastor T, connecting the dots unscripted. Over and out.